Hi everyone, this is Kathy Grosskirk with Bookkeeping Clean and Simple here in Austell, Georgia, near Metro Atlanta. And I want to talk about why you should consider using Password Protect when setting up a closing date in QuickBooks Online. As you can see, I'm in my Kathy Bookkeeping test file. And think about this scenario whenever you have clients that like to go in there, and you know who those clients are. They like to go in there and change things after you've already gone in there and did the bank reconciliations, or you may have actually finalized formal reporting at the end of a quarterly statement cycle, whatever the reason may be. You don't want those clients going back and making changes that can affect prior periods. So one of the things that I always suggest that you'll want to do is to set those closing dates and password protect. And it's pretty easy to do. Basically, all you have to do is go over here to the large gear icon, click on it, and then we're going to go into accounts and settings. And once we get into the accounts and settings area, you're going to go over to the advanced tab, and you'll see the very top area is where you actually close the books. You can click on the pencil icon, or you can actually click anywhere inside here. This is also where you can set up your accounting cycle and all of that. But basically all we care about right now is making sure that we close the books. So if we click on the little icon slider here, that will open up that. And then we can not only set a closing date, let's say that, and this is something that you may not realize, you can set a closing date for whenever. So if you had to go in here every month and set the closing date for the end of the prior month, then certainly do that if that's what it's going to take to keep these people from going in there and making changes they shouldn't make. So let's say as of today's date, which is about the middle of June 2022, that we want to set our closing date for, say, May 31st, because we've already done all our reconciliations and ran the reports through that date. Now, there's two settings here. You can allow changes after viewing a warning, but I strongly suggest that you allow changes after viewing a warning and entering a password. Now, there's two trains of thought on this. When you set the password, you can either set it so long that the person that you give the password to is either going to forget it or get frustrated and just not fool with it. Some people take the train of thought that they're just not going to give the password to the user. But if you do that, you may want to let the user know that you are not going to give them the password, and that if they have a particular change that needs to be made in the books, then they need to ask you to do it. So I would suggest in those circumstances, and especially if you know these people like to go in there and mess things up, I would just suggest letting them know that you've set a password in here and do not give it to them. So at this point, you can enter whatever password you want to put in, and I'm just going to go ahead and do a simple one, and it's going to be capital ASK and then capital KATHY and then the number 1ST, which is basically Ask Kathy First. One thing I hate about this is when you're typing in the password, you cannot see what you're typing here. So you need to probably write that down somewhere as you're doing it and then destroy it. And then you have to confirm it. So I'm going to type that same thing in here, capital ASK, capital KATHY, and then number 1ST. And then we're going to click on Save. Okay, so now if we can see that we've closed the books, if you go back over here and click on that, you can see that we have the password in here. And you can actually remove this at any time. If you click on the slider there, then that will turn that off. But I'm going to go ahead and save that. So that's in there. Now we're going to go back to our page and we're going to try to make a change here. Okay, so let's say that we want to enter, let's say, an expense dated 5/15. And it can be anything. So I'm going to go back to 5/15 and try to enter something, and it doesn't matter who. Let's say it's a food vendor, and let's just go ahead for simplicity here and do it with the last item here, which was from my last example, Popeyes for $21.39. Payment method could have been credit card. You know, if you had the receipt, you would put all that in there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save and close. And look what happens. This transaction was on or before that closing date. So if I wanted to enter that, it would accept that. But that is, to me, a deterrent that we do not need to add that, because that is something that we don't need. So I'm going to go ahead and click no, and then that will mean we can't do anything with it without the password. So see how powerful that is? I'm going to go ahead and click on the X to get out of here, and I'm going to leave without saving. So that in itself is how you set up the password and how you actually close that period books. And you want to do this every month. Basically, all you do is you go back in here, and you're basically going to be changing up the date every month. Say like at the end of June or at the beginning of July, you're going to change this date to June 30th or whatever. You can keep the same password, but you would just go in here and change the date every so often to make sure none of that protected stuff gets changed. So anyway, that's basically all I have for you today. I hope this helps you. Y'all take care and have a wonderful week. And I hope to see you all soon, especially those of you who are going to be in Orlando next week. I'm looking forward to scaling new heights. So we'll see you there if you're going. Otherwise, have a wonderful week. And until next time, everybody, take care. Thank you for watching. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel and share it with others. My goal is to publish at least one new video per week on QuickBooks Desktop or online topics, the occasional motivational video, and a few surprises thrown in here and there. I would love to talk to you about how to help you optimize your knowledge and usage of QuickBooks Desktop or online. My Calendly link is in the slide. Please use that to reach out to me to schedule a free 45-minute initial consult. I would love to talk to you about your QuickBooks Desktop or online training needs. Again, have a wonderful day, and until next time, we'll see you soon. Take care.